Carol, we've heard a rumour that it might be getting warmer eventually.
That's right, Sal. It is going to this week. Good morning, everyone. It's turning warmer and it's also going to be much more humid than it has been as well. And we'll start to see this as we go through the week, probably peaking on Friday in terms of temperatures when summer in the south could reach 28, 29, possibly even 30 degrees. But what we have today is a cooler start. What's happening is this week it is, as Sally rightly said, getting warmer, but it's also going to turn more humid. And with that, we could well just see some heavy, thundery downpours. Now, warming up, we could have temperatures up to the high 20s in some parts of the country. But as I mentioned, there's a chance on Thursday especially, we've got some heavy downpours coming in from the west, pushing east, and they could be torrential. Now, talking of the temperature, the white colour, you can see the key here, are average temperatures. But as we go through the week, we see them getting warmer with the yellows and the oranges appearing, and then also the reds.
Always. Good morning.
She can do no wrong. She never swears.
Oh. Good morning.
That's not true.
Swiftly moving on. Good morning, everybody. This morning is quite a cloudy start to the day. Now, some of us are seeing some early sunshine, but it won't necessarily last. You can see the amount of cloud, thick cloud in East Yorkshire currently. The other thing you might want to know if you're just heading out is the pollen level, because today across much of England and also Wales, it's moderate, high or very high. Now, most of this is grass pollen, but as well as grass pollen in the southeastern East Anglia, there's some nettle pollen in there too.
Oh, grey skies.
Grey skies indeed. Good morning, everybody. Well, the rain will stay mostly away from the south today. We are looking at some heavier rain coming into the north. And you can see, as John's alluding to here, there's a lot of cloud around.
Summertime is truly here, isn't it? Oh, thank you very much indeed. Wet tennis.
Oh, good phrase. Is that our phrase of the summer?
It is, yeah.
Already.
You don't get that at the French Open, do you?
No.
Good morning to you too. Well, to start with, today it's a fairly cloudy start for many of us. There is a little bit of sunshine, but the cloud will increase through the day. You can see that quite nicely here in Devon. And as we go through the week, it's going to warm up. Good morning, everybody. This morning, we're looking at a picture of Belfast. It's a bright start to the day. There's some cloud around, and there's also some cloud around in Wakefield, but another bright start. And for many of us, we're starting with a little bit of sunshine here and there, but a lot of cloud.
This week is starting off deceivingly cool, I'd say, with temperatures around or just below the seasonal norm.
Hello there, good afternoon. Well, it's turning much warmer over the next couple of days. For the time being, though, well, there's been a fair amount of cloud around so far today. This was a scene sent in from one of our weather watchers, but we've seen some sunny spells too.
Well, this week's starting off pretty benign. We've got low pressure to the north of the UK, and that's brought a lot of cloud around. This is pretty typical of what we're expecting across the country through the afternoon there in East Yorkshire.
Sally, I'm going camping this weekend. Please tell me that the weather's going to take a turn and stick.
OK, right. Sorry. So, the good news is it's going to get warm and sticky. Is that good news for you?
Ish.
The bad news is that there could be some thundery showers.
No, don't want that.
Good luck, Shah. Right, let's take a look. Here we go. Here's the forecast. Hello again. I hope you had a super day. These little ones might not want their feathers by the end of this week. It's going to warm up. Tomorrow, a little bit of light rain, but plenty of dry weather as well. And then our temperatures start to climb as we go through the week. It'll end up quite humid as well. And the chance of some thundery downpours too. We are in the thick of the grass pollen season, I'm afraid, at the moment. So high to very high levels over the next few days, particularly when we've got that sunshine and those dry conditions. There's also some nettle pollen in the mix as well. That's it. Cheerio.
Hi Sophie. Over the next few days our weather is set to turn quite a bit warmer and more humid, but today it's been a case of the clouds spreading into northern areas of the UK. Into Thursday, ridge of high pressure to the east, dragging in some very humid air to eastern areas. We've got this Atlantic trough in the west, so a battle zone right over the top of the UK. Whereas eastern areas keep the humidity, further west we've got this band of heavy thundery downpours. The greatest risk of seeing the storms at this time looks across southwest England, Wales and Northern Ireland, but the rain could be heavy enough to cause some localised surface water flooding conditions, a very humid feeling day, and that hot and humid weather still with us into Friday, with further thunderstorms on the way. So
Start of a new week and maybe a more summery one than last week. Let's ask Kate. She's here to tell us. What do you think?
I know, it was the first week of summer last week and it really did feel a little more like autumn, especially over the weekend, but it is improving this week if you're looking for something a little bit warmer. Now for today, it was fairly cloudy. We had quite a lot around first thing this morning, but a few cracks in the cloud though led to a little bit of blue sky through the morning, through the afternoon, more cracks in the cloud, which led to some hazy sunshine. So actually it's been a fairly settled day today, especially after all that rain on the weekend. So for today, the temperature reached around 21 Celsius.
Things are looking decent on this side of the globe anyway, aren't they?
They are actually. In fact, as we get towards the end of the week, we could be looking at our warmest day of the year so far. That'll be on Friday. Could hit 30 degrees Celsius. I'll have more of that in just a second. But let's check in with our colleague Martin, who is in Antarctica. And Martin, it is the middle of Antarctic winter where you are. You're not near the centre where it's minus 55. Conditions looking somewhat more comfortable.
Yeah, pretty mild here, actually. It should be minus 10. It's actually about 0 degrees. In fact, we saw rain the other day, which shouldn't be happening because this is actually the largest desert in the world. So the weather really isn't what I'd expected at all for this time of year.
And you are experiencing limited daylight at the moment. We're getting around 17 hours because we're heading into summer. But you're getting around maybe 2 or 3 hours of daylight. What's that like coping with it?
Do you know what? It's not as bad as I thought it would be. And what I'd say is there's a real community spirit here. Scientists, sailors all getting together. There was a quiz last night. There's a bake-off competition on the ship. But what you do realise is when the sun comes up, it is beautiful. You go from this sunrise, it then stays as golden hour almost for 3 or 4 hours into sunset. And I had always thought Antarctica was white. How wrong I was. The colours in the sky are something else. I tell you what, this continent is absolutely stunning.
Absolutely, Martin. Looks like you're having a little bit too much fun there on that ship, but good luck. Let's take a look at the weather closer to home. It's all looking like it's going to be heating up quite a bit. Let's take a look. Well, the heat is set to build day on day as we head through the next few days. We could be up to around 29, maybe 30 degrees Celsius by the time we get to Friday, but there is going to be an increasing risk of some thundery downpours to look out for as well.